In the world of trucking, there's an unexpected connection and battle between two types of freight, the physical and the mental emotional. While the physical freight is tangible, heavy, and often requires a forklift to move, the mental freight is an invisible yet just as burdensome, needing an inner forklift to unload. The debate comes when you go to weigh each and ask the question, which freight is heavier, the physical or the mental emotional freight? Let's take a comical but semi-serious, did you catch that? Semi? Look at the trials and tribulations of truckers as they truck and muck their way with a delicate balance between loading and unloading these two distinct, different types of cargo. Physical freight is the bread and butter of the trucking industry. It's the reason truckers exist in the first place. And it's what keeps the wheels of commerce of this great nation turning. From pallets of canned goods to stacks of lumber, truckers are the unsung heroes who transport these essential items back and forth across this beautiful country. But as seasoned trucker will tell you, the real challenge lies not in the loading and unloading of the physical freight, but in the mental emotional freight that accompanies it. Mental emotional freight comes in the form of emotional baggage that truckers carry with them on their long, lonely journeys. It's the weight of homesickness and the pressure of deadlines and the stress of navigating treacherous roads. Unlike physical freight, mental emotional freight can't be unloaded with an inner forklift or a pallet jack. Instead, it requires a different set of tools. Tools like self-reflection, mindfulness, and perhaps a healthy dose of humor. As truckers traverse the highways, they must find ways to unload that inner weighty freight, lest it become way too heavy to bear. Some truckers turn to meditation, using that rhythmic hum of the highway as a backdrop for their mindfulness practice. Other drivers find solace in the camaraderie of fellow road warriors, sharing stories and laughing over a cup of coffee at the roadside diner. But perhaps the most effective method for unloading mental emotional freight is the art of satire, which is simply the use of humor. By poking fun at the absurdities of life on the road, truckers can lighten their emotional load and gain a fresh perspective on their challenges. After all, what better way to unload mental freight than by laughing at the notion of a trucker trying to unload use a forklift to remove their emotional baggage? In the end, the great freight debate rages on, with truckers continuing to balance the demands of their physical and inner cargo. But one thing is certain, as long as there's our truckers on the road, there will be a need for laughter, camaraderie, and even self-reflection to help them navigate the complexities of their unique profession. So the next time you see a big rig barreling down the highway, remember that the driver behind the wheel is not only hauling physical freight, but also may be weighed down with some mental, emotional cargo as well. If you happen to catch a glimpse of the trucker chuckling to themselves as they cruise along, know this: they're likely unloading some of that mental freight, one funny thought at a time. So there you have it. The world of trucking is a fascinating blend of physical and mental challenges. While the loading and unloading of physical freight may be the most visible aspect of a trucker's job, it's the inner freight that truly tests their resilience and adaptability. So let's raise a toast to the truckers who skillfully navigate this great freight debate, and may they continue to find humor and solace in the humorous side of life on the open road. Cheers.